How's it? I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all my Google Play Store subscribers that have tuned in and are listening to the PH Journals podcast for the first time. How's it, guys? Finally ticked all the boxes, all the mainstream podcasting channels. It's great to have everyone on board now, and really, I've been thoroughly enjoying these Sunday discussions that we've been going through, and it's been absolutely awesome, and the journey to get to where we are at the moment has been incredible. So welcome, guys, and thanks everyone, to all the loyal supporters, everyone that's tuned in across the world, just that's always been there for me and backed me along the way. Okay, guys, before we get into today's discussion, obviously we've got to give a big mention to the following sponsors. I'm going to do it a little bit differently. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'm going to be tagging the sponsors all over the screen, and then just thanks to everyone. I'll put a couple of links down in the box below, and you guys can head along and go and check them out. Trees and Camo, big shout out to them. They've backed me from day one, backed me from last year. I've been using their camo for some time. It's been incredible. So big shout out to Trees and Camo. Next up is Tacticam. Definitely one of the best hunting action cameras you can get on the market. As far as the accessories are concerned, for any sort of thing, for shotgun, bow hunting, rifle hunting, they cover all their bases, and the quality is exceptional. 4K. I've been using it for some time now. I haven't really mastered the FTS, but I keep practicing. So big shout out to Tacticam. Big thank you to Max's Tires South Africa. Been using the razors, the mining application. Outstanding. Really an incredible tire. Unfortunately, my pickup is at the garage now, busy putting in a new clutch. But yeah, I don't have much bad things to say about Maxxis. I've been using them for now almost 2 years. Haven't had one puncture, touch wood, and they've been incredible. Just a quick tip: rotate your tires every 10,000 kilometers. It really, you just stretch the lifespan of them a hell of a lot longer. So big shout out to Maxxis Tires. Next up, guys, we've got to give a big shout out to these guys. They've done some incredible work, and as far as representing South Africa is concerned on the international stage, as far as taxidermy, these guys definitely are right up there. Splitting Image, taxidermy. Guys, these guys are incredible. I have all my mounts done there, and there's nothing for PH better than to recommend a taxidermy with 5-star quality. And as far as for me, communication is extremely important. Taxidermy ticks all those boxes. Their communication to their clients has been outstanding as far as shipping, process of the trophies, where they are based. It's been really, really something important in our line of business, and to have them on board is incredible. So a big shout out to Splitting Image. And guys, finally, last but not least, big shout out to PH Toolbox. Designed for PHs by PHs. They're running this program now. I'll get into it a little bit later. But head along. The website will be below. Head along, have a look. Check out some of the cool things that they'll be selling, that they have tried in the field and tested. Some really, really special and incredible stuff out there. So, big shout out to them. Then, before we head off into the intro, you guys are probably wondering what these. So this is the official drink of the PH Journals podcast, supplied by Designer Health Products. I'll tag their Facebook link below. And today we are drinking on the podcast the mushroom ground Arabic coffee. So very interesting. They do some awesome products. I mean, you can go and have a look at the listing of products over there, from hangover remedies. Sometimes I need those, but yeah, to a whole bunch of different varieties. As far as health is concerned, the health benefits are out of this world, and I really see myself only using this sort of product going forward. And it tastes brilliant. I mean, at the moment I'm having the mushroom coffee as we speak, and it's been outstanding. Really incredible coffee, and I'm one that really enjoys my coffee, especially in the mornings, and I've never looked back. So guys, without further ado, let's get it. Guys, so just to tell you a little bit more about the official podcast drink and supplier by Designer Health Products. My idea was to have a company on board that I've tried, tested, and I believe in. And I'm so stoked to have partnered with these guys from our local area. Toby and Lloyd have done some incredible research into the product, and they're really it's something different. It's something unique. I think it's really going to do well. And yeah, as far as the health benefits are concerned, it ticks all the boxes, and that's what we're all about. We've got to start progressing in life, and I'm looking for something that's out there, that's different, that's going to look after my body, it's going to look after my health going forward, and ultimately help me when I'm in the bush, and that's these guys tick all the boxes. They've got waters, they've got a whole bunch of nutrient packs. Like I said earlier, I'll tag the website or the Facebook page down below. Their website is under construction at the moment, but I'm sure it will be up and running in the next couple of weeks. And guys, head along, follow these guys on social media platforms. They really do some incredible stuff. So like I said, we'll be trying the mushroom coffee by Healthy Coffee Guy, and then supplied by Designer Health Products. Cool. Then so over the last couple of days, my social media platform's been flooded with questions and answers, and it's actually been pretty cool to see and start engaging with a lot of guys that have asked these sort of questions, and I'm hoping to address some of them now. I don't want to give them all out because I would like to use them on the next couple of episodes, but so one of them came up, and the question was asked: pHing, does it cover your expenses? Is it enough to start a family with? Can you do this as a full-time job? I don't know. There are guys out there, and definitely PHs that I look up to in the industry that have done these things and are really successful at doing it. The problem comes in South Africa, our lives have sort of become too expensive to handle, and almost PHing hasn't transgressed with that. I hope I'm making sense, because our needs and wants have become higher, and the pHing fee doesn't always cover that. There's so many other smaller things involved, and I would really love to get somebody onto the podcast, and somebody that's clued up in the financial game or something like that, to actually maybe sit down and we devise a plan going forward for professional hunters to really make a good living out of doing what they love doing. But I just wanted to take this opportunity now to mention the PH program on PH Toolbox. And it was designed, obviously, during COVID, but it was designed for PHs to go along and subscribe to this program. And if selected, obviously there's a whole bunch of criteria. You've got to have a decent amount of social media following. You've got to be ethical. We look into all those sort of things. If you're going to carry the brand forward in a positive way. And if selected, you get a whole bunch of products to test out in the bush, doing what you love doing, hunting, taking clients out, guarding, doing all that sort of stuff. And you'll get your own special little link. And the more people that click and buy through your link, the better. You'll earn commission on that sale. So this was designed for two parties to benefit in doing what they love doing. And that's hunting, being an outdoors enthusiast. So yeah, head along there. Look guys, it's a start. PH Toolbox has got pretty basic stuff on there, but everything you need out in the bush. And we're looking for young, enthusiastic, professional hunters to come on there and help us develop a program and develop this website to get up to a standard where, this is another avenue, another source of income for professional hunters to have and be a sustainable lifestyle. So head along there. Entries close for the 2021 season now at the end of October, because there's quite a selection process that we've got to go through. And obviously getting all the correct suppliers on board and etc. So if you've got a bit of time, the link will be below. I'll try and tag it in the podcasting descriptions. And just spend a bit of time, just go through it, just see if you actually if this is what you really want to do, and we take it forward from there. If you have any questions, guys, please hit me up on any of my social media platforms. It's been so cool to engage with so many people across all walks of life, from America to Britain to South African professional hunters to even Zambia. I've had a message from Swaziland. So the support has been incredible, and I love engaging with you guys. It really is pretty cool to chat and just have open discussions. So if you're unsure of something, just hit me up and I'll try and reply as best as possible. Okay guys, and then before I get into today's discussion, there was another thing. I joined the Reddit platform because I thought it was a great platform to put myself into having discussions. Pretty much what I'm doing now, but we get that instant feedback between one another. And I must say, I put those of you that know, I discussed it a little bit last week in my episode about the dog poaching incident that I posted on my social media platform. And I always try and look at situations from a non-biased perspective, and putting that incident on Reddit really opened the doors to having these discussions with these guys. And they really gave me a different viewpoint on the whole situation. And one of them said he didn't have any problem with it because he just saw a well-trained pack of dogs chase down a springback and ultimately catch and kill the springback for their families to be fed. The issue came in was, number one, there was no permission. And number two, I think the right word to say is it wasn't regulated. So those dogs are trained to kill anything in their path. They're not trained to kill specific animals. And the argument came up, but we send our bush pig packs out, we send leopard packs out, we send caracal packs out, jackal, etc., etc. Those dogs are specifically trained to chase and kill one scent. They're not trained to come across a springback and just decimate the springback. They're trained to chase off the jackal, to chase off the lynx, and kill that specific species. And unfortunately, these packs that are doing what we saw in the video, they're not trained to do that. And although I see it now, it is actually not unethical. It's more a situation of being uneducated on the impact that they'll have on the lesser species, the species that are highly endangered. And, as hunters, we need to start striving to educate the communities. And, maybe discouraging that is not the right practice, but instead educating them and saying, guys, listen, this is how you train your dog for a specific scent or to do specific duties or orders. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to be torn on the situation because I've seen a couple of farmers suffer. I've seen certain species suffer because of this type of hunting. But when you look at it from an outsider looking in, it really just gives you a different aspect or different view on the whole scenario. And it made for an interesting discussion, and I really enjoy going back and forth with so many different people discussing this topic, and there were so many brilliant points brought up and interesting points, very, very interesting points. And I love the platform Reddit. You can go along, hit me up there. I don't know if it's friend requests. I don't know how it works, but I'm under the same PH journals over there. So yeah, Reddit just definitely gave us that platform to express what we were feeling at that time. And looking at it from a non-biased perspective, you can almost argue the fact that there's nothing really wrong with the video. But anyway, so I just wanted to address that, just clear the water a little bit, because I understand there were a couple of people that were upset about the topic and expressed their views on my social media platforms. But I hope this addresses it as best as possible, and I don't want to create too much confusion. Okay, guys, so one of the popular questions that have been coming up in the last couple of weeks has been long-range hunting, long-range shooting. Coming over to South Africa, what distances are to be expected? Because it sounds like there's a stigma around this long-distance shooting. And it's a pretty interesting topic that I think we need to have a discussion about. Man, that's good coffee. Anyway, so I'll tag a video down below, and if you guys haven't yet, you can go along and have a look. I did a hunt with Keith Warren on the high road a couple of years ago, and it really that series we did together really put into perspective the benefits of being able to shoot long distance. So the question was asked, is it unethical or not? Look, from a personal perspective, I don't find any form of hunting unethical unless, like the incident with the dog pack, it's uneducated, or you are in a position that you're putting an animal's life, not at risk, that's not the right way, but you could possibly pull off an unethical shot. So the education and the work ethic's got to be behind this whole thing. I admire people that can shoot extreme long distances. I personally would never be able to do that because I'm still at this point in my career where I still get crazy buck fever. I mean, those of you that saw my bushbuck video I posted on my social media platform, I was shaking like a dithering idiot. And I mean, that was 250 yards. But it's because the excitement overwhelms me. And I always said, I don't know, I don't know if it's true or not, but I always said the minute I lose that, I sort of will lose my love for the sport. But I don't think that's true. It keeps me going. It's a rush. Those of you that have hunted with me, I mean, even when I'm guarding, my binoculars shake more than the rifle does with the hunter holding it, So yeah, it's just how I handle the situation, It's not, doesn't mean I'm a bad shot. I practice quite a bit, but for me, it's all about closing the distance, putting in a good stalk to be able to pull that trigger off confidently. If you can shoot over 500 to 600 yards and you're confident with it, by all means. I mean, that's one thing as hunters, we're very quick to, and it's sort of playing in the triager's advantage. We're always quick to criticize one another's disciplines. Bow hunting, crossbow hunting, rifle, black powder hunting, all the different things, and we've always got too many things to say about them and how we dislike one another. But meanwhile, when we actually look at it and stand together as a group, we're a lot stronger as a group than we are as individual hunters. But anyway, I really admire all forms of hunting, and I think we need to be open about it. We really need to learn one another's disciplines. And like I said, going back to Keith's hunt, it was the first time I was really confident in a client's ability to pull off long distance shots. Because I know Keith, I've seen so many of his programs, and he can consistently shoot at long distance and, really be confident. I mean, when he gets behind that rifle lift, the one wildebeest we shot at 500 yards, when he gets behind there, he's just so confident taking it up. You as a PH, as a guard, you feel that confidence, and you actually sit back and you're like, you know what, this is going to be okay. Because the last thing you want to do as a professional hunter is let your hunter take an uncomfortable shot and ultimately wounding that animal. So you don't want to do that. You really don't. And yeah, so putting into perspective, there are species in South Africa that you will need to be able to practice long distance shooting in. That, look, if you're going to want to have any sort of opportunity on decent quality animals, shooting long distance is definitely going to benefit you. Like I said, there are certain species, your springbuck, blesbuck, black wildebeest, some of them, like fall rebuck, mountain rebuck, chisels, all that sort of stuff. If you can shoot long distance, your opportunities are going to be more, and you're probably going to get better opportunities at shooting better quality animals. And that's just the nature of the game. And I would highly recommend, if you are planning to come over to South Africa anytime soon, shooting long distance is a must. You must go out and practice, because you never know what sort of situations you're going to be in when you get here. Like I said, there's lots of species that like the wide open spaces, and you don't want to spend 2 or 3 days stalking springbuck trying to get into an 80-yard range when you know that you've got another couple of animals to tick off on the list. So yeah, do the work, put in the effort, get out to the range, start shooting some gongs, and that leads me to the next question. One of the questions were asked, and I'm sure they've seen a couple of YouTube videos with guys shooting over 1,000 yards. Is that ethical? Is it unethical? For me, I actually don't know. Do I have a problem with it? No, I don't. I think there's an art to be able to read where your bullet's going to go. And I think that's the part of hunting that's incredible. We all do different disciplines, and we all put in great hours and hours and hours amounts of work into these disciplines in understanding our equipment, whether it's bow hunting, rifle hunting, trying to get the best equipment for our personal ability, and then ultimately what equipment's going to work the best when you're out there. And when you put all these factors together and you can pull off a shot at that sort of distance, I admire you. I think it's great that you understand your equipment that well, and it's an art. It's definitely it's something special to watch. Is it for everyone? No, it's not for everyone. Me personally, I really enjoy the stalk. I love stalking animals, and I love the story behind it. And if that's not for you and long distance shooting's for you, well then, so be it. I just think there's a place for everyone, and we need as many hunters on board and doing what they're doing at the moment, especially in these tough times. And I'm not going to be able to discourage anyone for any sort of discipline that they do. I just feel you're doing injustice to the sport. So there's a couple of articles that I've read online today and doing a bit of research for today's discussion, and that's all it is. It's just basically opinions. There's no facts behind it. And as hunters, I feel it's important for us to stand together now and appreciate one another's disciplines and understand that each of them have got a place in the market. So, guys, look, I'm just here. I just enjoy having conversations with you guys, and I really think that in tough times like this, instead of criticizing one another, we need to stick together, and that's just my personal opinion. But so guys, a nice little short episode here. Like I said, we've got some exciting conversations coming up soon. I'm hoping to have a couple of guests, and we've got some Skype interviews lined up. We're just waiting for guys to get into better signal range before we initiate that. So 1st of October, South African borders opened, and we were slapped with the news that Europe and the United States were part of the red zone, I think they call it. So no overseas clients will be flying in. And so it's a little bit disheartening. But at the same time, I think it's better that we just wait it out until next year and head along there and start afresh. I know there's a lot of industries and companies out there that are struggling at the moment. But it's just the nature of the beast at the moment, and we need to just try and really just get through this and just push until next year. It's 2010 has been an unbelievable year, really has. Hoping to see you guys all next year and ready to come and hunt our beautiful country. We've had a magnificent start to the wet season. We've had a little bit of rain this past weekend, and it's really looking good. The sun's out now, the grass is green, and I'm pretty sure the animals are happy and kicking around there in that side. So, big up, big up. Well, guys, from myself, Dylan Love, at PH Journals, this brings an end to today's discussion. If you guys haven't yet, and you're watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button, turn on the notifications. Every little bit counts. Guys, if there's anyone out there that would like to get involved in the show, or would like to donate some proceeds towards the show, because I would love to keep this going. It's been financially tough over the past year, and it's really made it difficult. So if you would like to really get involved in whatever way possible, please hit me up. I'll tag a couple of my details below, and we can find out more how you guys can get involved on the podcast and some of my YouTube episodes. But until then, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that supported me. It's so great, like I said earlier, to have these discussions. It's this whole journey has been so incredible and so special. And I don't want it to end. So just a big shout out and a big thank you to everyone. Well, guys, from myself, Dylan Love, the PH Journals team, thank you so much. Stay safe, stay humble. Wahamba kakuhle.